Hi there, it's Peter here again, the guy who hates tomatoes but loves front-end development. In this video, you will learn how to render a CSS class based on a specific condition. In this video, we will try to render isExpanded class on the panel and toggle it based on when the user clicks on it or not. But before we do that, let's go to the app.scss and uncomment the first block of simple show and hide and comment out the JS calculated height. Okay, so these will be different approaches, but we will start with the simple one, simple show and hide. So let's enable that CSS, save the file, and now we will need to declare the initial state. Okay, so we want to set some default state that will be object with isExpanded set to false. And then when the user clicks on the panel, we will want to toggle this. So on the panel, we'll create an onClick handler, and this will run the thisHandle toggle and pass in the event. Now we will need to create this custom method just above the render. Firstly, we'll type in the e.preventDefault. In case this was a link, we wouldn't want to jump to the top of the page. And then we will use the thisSetState, where we will set the isExpanded to the opposite of this state isExpanded. Okay, so we're taking the current isExpanded state and using the exclamation mark, reverting or changing it to the opposite value. Okay, so from false to true or from true to false. Now let's check it in a browser if it works. When we expand the developer tools and go into the React Dev Tools, and clicking on the overview, you'll see that the state is changing of the expanded to true or false, and this works for all the collapsible components. But obviously nothing works visually because we need to still render the isExpanded class on the panel. Okay, so let's do it now. We will cut out the panel class. We will use the curly braces, and inside of it we'll include the backticks and paste the panel in. And then we want to use the isExpanded state. So to get access to it, we will take it from the thisState. So isExpanded equals thisState. That will create the isExpanded variable or constant for us. And now we can use it inside of the curly braces. So $ curly braces isExpanded, and then question mark, and in the quotes we type in the isExpanded class, and if it's not expanded, we want to render empty string. Okay, so this will check the value of isExpanded and either renders isExpanded class or nothing. If I save it, view it in a browser, now we see that it is opening and closing the sections because the CSS kicks in. And if I inspect it in the console, you'll see that the panel gets extra class isExpanded when the state is set to isExpanded equals true. Okay, the CSS itself, it's simple selector. If the panel is expanded, the panel body has a display block on it, which hopefully you're quite familiar with. Now this might be okay in some instances, but we want to animate it. So instead of just showing and hiding, we want to simply animate. And if you are familiar with CSS, you know that we can animate only the max height, and that is from max height 0 to predefined max height. Okay, so this is another approach that we simply setting the default value to 0 and then max height 200 when it's expanded. So if you uncomment that CSS and view it in the browser, you'll see that now we are animating, and this looks pretty cool, But the problem is if we increase the size of the content inside of the collapsible, we'll see that there is an issue. Okay, let's go back to the app, delete the content of the first overview collapsible and type in lorem 100. That will give us 100 words of lorem ipsum. And if the page refreshes, we'll see that when we click on the overview, the text is being chopped off because the max height doesn't know how long the content inside of it is. Okay, so this works fine for some shorter elements, but if your content overflows and is higher than your max height, then you would need to recalculate the max height. And also some shorter elements are animating much faster because they also animating to the height 200. Okay, so smaller elements are increasing or animating much faster, and then there is also the risk that some elements are being chopped off. Okay, so in the next video we will do the JavaScript calculation of the height to animate it perfectly into the right height. This is it for this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Until next time, happy coding! Bye!